Well, hello there. Today we are going to learn about parallel and perpendicular lines. Take out your notebooks and you're going to take notes. The first thing you want to do is write what parallel lines are. This little symbol means the two lines are parallel. Parallel lines never meet, they have the same slope. That's really important to know. Slopes are equal. So if you have two parallel lines and the slope of this line is 2 over 1, then the slope of this line is also going to be 2 over 1. So, key thing, parallel lines, slopes are equal. Remember that. Perpendicular lines, what are perpendicular lines? They're lines that meet in a right angle, okay? Two lines that meet in a right angle. A right angle is 90-degree angle. These two lines are called perpendicular. What you need to know about these slopes are that they are negative reciprocals. So if I had one line and it was perpendicular to the other, let's say one of the slopes was 2, well, the negative reciprocal of that would be, reciprocal means flip the fraction, so 2 over 1 means 1 over 2 flipped, and then it would be the negative reciprocal. So we have, if the slope is 2, and then the other line has a slope of negative 1/2, those are going to be perpendicular lines. Okay, so let's see what we have for examples. Example 1 says, write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line that passes through negative 3, 5 and is parallel to the graph of y equals 2x minus 4. What does all that mean? We just want to find a line that's going to pass through this point, negative 3, 5, and is parallel to this line. Okay? So, all I need to know about this line is its slope. That's all I need to know. So, we already have it into y equals mx plus b, which is slope-intercept form, where your m is 2. So, my slope in this line is 2. That's all I need for information for that. Now, if I have a slope of 2 and it has to pass through negative 3, 5, there's two ways to figure that out, but I want you to start using point slope form. So, let's remind ourselves what that is. You're going to use this form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so instead of writing y1, this is my x1, this is my y1. Instead of writing y1, I'm going to write 5. Instead of writing m, I'm going to write 2. And instead of writing x1, I'm going to write negative 3. Okay? Negative 3. So, now I can do, wait a second, this should be x minus negative 3. Okay, so what I have here is I have a double negative, and so I'm going to slash and dash that, and so now that becomes positive. So this becomes y minus 5 equals 2 times x plus 3. Okay, so we have to distribute the 2. So this is going to be y minus 5 equals 2x plus 6. Okay? We have to get this into y equals mx plus b because it said write it in slope-intercept form. So this is not in y equals mx plus b. It's y minus 5 equals 2x plus 6. To get that into mx plus b, I have to add 5 to both sides. That will cancel, and I get y equals 2x plus 11. That is my final answer. I have the same slope as my original line. They're parallel. Okay, so let's try another example. I didn't write the whole question, but the question would be written. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line that passes through 4, negative 1 and is parallel to y equals 1/4 x plus 7. So my question to you is, what's the slope going to be for a parallel line? Slope for a parallel line is going to be whatever the slope is here. It's already in y equals mx plus b, so I know the slope is 1/4. So my slope is 1/4. It's going to pass through 4, negative 1. So I'm going to do y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. I'm just going to shut the door, sorry. Okay. All right, so now I have y minus a minus becomes plus, and then I have to distribute my 1/4. I'm going to do it over here. Y plus 1 equals 1/4 times x minus 4. Okay? Y plus 1 equals 1/4 x minus 4 times 1/4. Let me do that up here. 1/4 times a negative 4 is going to be 1. So it's going to be minus 1. I have to subtract 1 from both sides to combine like terms, and I get y equals 1/4 x minus 2, and that's my answer. Notice that my slope is still 1/4. Okay? Over here. Given three lines, y equals 5, x equals 3, and y equals negative 2x plus 1. Are they parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So I basically have to figure out what the slopes are. Well, in this one, y equals 5. Okay, in an example of y equals 5, that line, we know, looks at y when it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a horizontal line at 5. What is the slope of a horizontal line? 0. So in y equals 5, my slope is 0. How about x equals 3? X equals 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's my slope. Okay, my slope is undefined in this one. Okay, and then y equals negative 2x plus 1. Y equals negative 2x plus 1. Okay, so the slope in this one is m equals negative 2. So if we know we have a vertical line and we know we have a horizontal line, we actually do know that those are perpendicular. So it's hard to figure out a negative reciprocal here, but I know that a vertical line and a horizontal line are going to be a 90-degree angle, so they're going to be perpendicular. So these two lines are perpendicular to each other. This line is neither. It has nothing to do with any of them. So let's figure out this one. We're given three different equations. We know that y equals 4 is going to be a horizontal line. The slope there is 0. For this one, we know the slope is 3. And for this one, it's not in y equals mx plus b, so I have to change it. 6x minus 2y equals negative 2. I have to get it into y equals mx plus b. My mx needs to come over here. So, negative 2y equals negative 6x minus 2. I'm still working. I've got to get the negative 2 out of there. When you divide in an equation, you have to divide everything by it. That's going to cancel. Y equals 3x, and that's going to be plus 1. So my slope is 3. So what do you know? Slope is 3, slope is 3, slope is 0. So what do I know? I know these two lines are parallel, and this one is neither. Okay, I left this little message here. Thanks, Marissa. Okay. Write an equation in slope-intercept form perpendicular to 2x plus 3y equals 12 that passes through negative 4, 6. So what I have to do now is I have to take 2x plus 3y equals 12, and I have to put it into y equals mx plus b, figure out the slope, and then take the negative reciprocal and use my point slope form. There's a lot of steps going on here. I have to get it into y equals mx plus b. So I have to get y on the left and the mx plus b on the right. So I have 3y equals negative 2x plus 12. I have to divide by 3. When I divide by something in the equation, I have to divide everything by it. So I get y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. So I know my slope is negative 2/3 x, or negative 2/3. So what is the negative reciprocal of that? Flip it, 3/2. And then multiply by a negative. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So my slope is going to be positive 3/2. Almost done. It has to pass through this point. So the point is negative 4, 6. We're going to use the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals, my new slope is 3/2. 3/2 times x minus x1. The minus minus becomes a plus. Y minus 6 equals 3/2 x plus 3/2, I'm going to do it over here to show you, 3/2 times 4, those will cancel and I'll get a whole number of 6. I'm not done yet. I have to add 6 on both sides. Okay, I'm not done yet. Y equals 3/2 x plus 12. That is the answer. So let's review for a second. Okay, when you're finding parallel lines, if it's giving you a line, you got to figure out the slope, figure out the m. The only way to figure out the m is to get it into y equals mx plus b. Once you get it into y equals mx plus b, you have to use the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Use that with the point that they gave you and the parallel slope, which is the same, and you can write your equation. Your final answer always has to be into y equals mx plus b. Perpendicular lines. For the perpendicular line, you have to do the same thing. You're going to find the slope. Take the negative reciprocal. Okay, so if my slope is 2, the negative reciprocal will be -1/2. Flip the fraction, take the negative of it. So you get your negative reciprocal slope. Do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Put it into y equals mx plus b. It's a lot of information, but you guys will get it. Have a great day.